Hello, welcome to my channel. You know, today I thought we'd do some work on the cross slide of my mini lathe. Let's do that. What I'm talking about is taking this carriage off and dealing with all the problems, well, not all the problems, but most of the problems you could find on a mini lathe carriage. I'd like to rip this carriage off and do multiple projects. I thought I'd do a bunch of short videos. I think the first one I want to do is dealing with the amount of travel. I have a 5-inch chuck and it'll hold about a 4.5-inch part. I can't face it all in one pass. I have to keep changing the tool. So I saw on littlemachineshop.com a kit for that. Well, that's just one of the problems. There's multiple ones. I want to find a way to put wipers on the ways. There's fixes for that, but there's a lot of other things I'd like to do. So I think what I'm going to do is make a lot of short videos on working on the carriage. Out in the shop with your carriage. Let's see. Let's get to work. I always felt that there's not much travel in this cross slide. In fact, if you measure it here, looks like it's just under 1 inch 400, 1 inch 375. That's all the travel I get before it stops moving. It'll hit into this here. What I decided to do was go to the littlemachineshop.com, my favorite store when it comes to mini machines. And I was looking at installing the extended cross slide travel kit. It comes with a lead screw, an extension for down here so this can come further back, a couple of screws because everything is longer, and it comes with a new saddle. I did a lot of work on my saddles. I really didn't want the saddle. So I just bought the lead screw, the extension, and the bolts. Here, let me show them to you. Okay, these are the items that I bought. Like I said, I went to the littlemachineshop.com and I looked at their extended cross slide travel kit. It was $95, $99, $96. It comes with a new saddle because the groove that's in there does not allow for the nut to go all the way another inch. What I thought is I spent way too much time on my saddle making it fit just right. I was just going to extend that groove another inch in my milling machine. Here's what I bought. I bought a lead screw, extended lead screw. I bought the 1-inch extension, and I bought the extended screw. They're an inch longer, M4x40. Now, you could download all these instructions if you want to follow along on my website. You can go to glennow.com and you'll find a link to my website in the description to this video. There's a few other, if you go to my website, you look at downloads, click on that. There's a few other projects from the littlemachineshop.com that I have in there. Find this one, extended cross slide, and download it. Okay, let's get into this. All right, let's start out with the main page. Installing the extended cross slide travel kit. The extended cross slide travel kit, part number 4450, adds 1 inch to the travel of the cross slides. The increased travel is away from the center line, coming back towards the operator. Okay, it starts out with it's telling you what machines this fits. If you bought it, you know what machine it fits. And it tells you the different tools you need. Hex wrench, 2.5, a 4, 5, and 6 millimeter hex wrench. An open end wrench, you want a 17 millimeter and a 14 millimeter. And you want a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Now it gets into the teardown. Follow these procedures. Keep track of your fasteners because you're going to have to use them to put them back together, your lathe back together. I hope so. Next, preliminary. Unplug the power cord and remove the tailstock. Let's do that. All right. On page 1 of the 6 pages, it basically tells you unplug the power cord. Everything's unplugged, turned off. And remove the tailstock. Let's do that. Tailstock just slides right off the end. Page 2. The saddle. Back the compound rest off until the mounting bolts are exposed. Remove the compound rest. There are 2 socket head cap screws. All right. 2 socket head cap screws. Okay, remove the hand crank from the cross slide. There's 1 socket head cap screw. Note the position of the washer and spacers. Wrap the graduated dial with a rag and pull it off. I think there's some kind of snap ring or something in there. Okay, let's do that. Handles off. Now I put this screw in there myself only because the friction, it would just keep slipping around. Number 3, wrap the graduated dial with a rag and pull it off. There's a spring under it that will be captured by the rag. Just in case they're right, let's do that. I can't seem to get it off. I wonder if it's my screw. Apparently it was. I don't see a spring. Okay, what's next? Remove the cross slide screw retainer. There are 2 socket head cap screws. They must be talking about this one and this one. We could do that. It must be the 2.5 millimeter. It is. All right, that's off. That's where the extension goes on here. I know you could make one, but it was so much easier to just pay the $30. Okay. Number 5. Unscrew the feed screw to remove it. It is a left-hand thread. It's coming. Sure is oily. There really is nothing wrong with this thing, except it's too short. All right, next. Page 3, number 6. Loosen the gib adjusting screws and slide the cross slide off the saddle to remove it. These are the gib adjustment screws. I don't know if we need to do that. I like the way it's adjusted. We're going to just leave that right the way it is. There you go. It's good and oiled. Next. All right, number 7. Detach the apron from the saddle. There are 2 socket head cap screws. That must be these right here. That's the number 6 millimeter hex wrench. Detached. Number 8. Remove the front and rear saddle retainers. There are 6 socket head cap screws. I don't think so. Like the compound, I'm not loosening the ways. See, this thing is set up. It's beautiful. I'm just going to slide it off the end. It also says to remove the set screws from the follower rest. That's these 2 screws. There's no real reason to do that other than if you bought the whole kit, you'll want to use these in your other saddle. Like I said, I'm not going to do that. I spent too much time fixing these gib plates. I have a set amount of shims all the way across. I don't use the adjustment screws. I machined everything flat with the ways and made shims, some 5,000, 1,000, 2, 3, some 5s, 10s, and 20,000 shims. I only used a few of each. Kept putting different combinations until I found which set of shims worked underneath those. And I just crank them down, tighten them down, and it works perfect. I never have to adjust it. But anyway, on with the show here. The next thing is page 4. Installation. We're not going to go that far with this right now. This here, the only difference with this saddle compared to the one that they sell you is the depth of this, not the depth, the length of this. They cut another one, another inch for the extension, so it can go another inch towards the operator. I thought, like I said, with all the work I put into this, I'm just going to put this in my mill and cut another inch, inch and a quarter, something like that. But that's not going to happen until the next video in this series. I think we did pretty good taking this apart, just like the little machine shop says we should. And I guess the next part is me throwing this in the mill, chopping at it, and hoping I don't ruin it. So, I think this video is coming to an end, so I'm going to have to say, until next time, enjoy.